Go ahead. We're live.
All right. Well, welcome to our educational Zoom series where we teach you how our life-changing products can help you increase your health span.
And I know you guys know this already, but I'm Ryan. I'm the Director of Product Development. I'm a Doctor of Pharmacy. I'm a founder of LiveGood. And this is Lisa, and she's Director of Product Education. So today, guys, we're going to dig into our protein, LiveGood Complete Plant-Based Protein.
Right. And one thing I really feel like people don't realize the power of protein and really the health benefits that protein have. First off, it is one of three of our macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Protein really, guys, is the most important, and it is also the one that is the most studied. There's some, I guess back and forth about how much carbohydrates you should have, how much fat you should have, and it depends on kind of what type of diet you're doing, if it's a keto or whatnot, but when it comes to protein, it stands the same. Extremely important.
And probably slightly different, right? Where carbohydrates and fat, I'm pretty sure, I'm not a nutrition expert, but we're more for the fuel, right? They're more for immediately like for fuel for the body, whereas protein really can be fuel, but it's about building up other tissues and neurotransmitters and hormones and enzymes and other bodily systems and our tissues, our cartilage, our blood vessels, virtually everything, all the repair mechanisms, the muscle building, all that stuff.
Yep, it's a part of a basic diet.
It is.
Bottom line, part of a basic diet. It's essential for muscle growth, like Ryan was saying, metabolism, sleep, immune function, brain health, weight loss, hormones. I mean, and bottom line, people are not getting enough.
Not getting enough.
Look at this, an estimated 1 billion people worldwide suffer from protein deficiency.
Right.
And I really feel like one of those reasons, okay, I'm going to talk about how much protein you need. We're just going to jump right there. The RDA, recommended daily allowance, is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So that is the bare minimum. I want to see, I wrote it down where...
and that's for sedentary folks. That's to keep you from having like food.
Yes. So I'm going to find where I put it, but it is the very, 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 oh, here it is. The very, very low end. It's the lowest end of the AMDR, that's acceptable macronutrient distribution range.
I've never heard of that.
Very low end of that, okay? It is designed to just make sure you're surviving.
Right, prevent malnutrition.
Exactly. So, I say this a lot, but our goal is not to survive. Our goal is to thrive. Okay, so we don't just want to get by preventing malnutrition. So if they say the very minimum, right, the lowest end is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, and then we're not even achieving that because we kind of see that we're like, oh, I'm getting there, I'm close, I'm not quite there, but maybe close enough. But if that's the lowest end and you're not even getting there, you are deficient in protein. You have maybe just screwed up your hormones. You maybe have, or you've definitely screwed up your metabolism. You might not be sleeping as well. You're not going to feel as well. And one of the things when you're eating, if you don't get enough protein when you're eating, you're not going to feel full. So say if you ever just went and had like, even if it was a ginormous salad, it was all good stuff on there, but you didn't get your protein. You're going to maybe an hour later be like, I'm starving, right? You didn't have the protein to help with satiety, to help keep you full. It actually helps regulate the hormone ghrelin that senses your body that you're full. So if you get adequate protein at each meal, it's going to let you, keep you full till the next meal. So that in between nonsense snacking isn't there. So a great rule of thumb is to achieve about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And I know that sounds like a lot because it is, but more and more research is coming out supporting this. Your health experts are preaching this. Anytime you log on to anything, social media, whatnot, you're seeing that they are saying 1 gram, more protein, more protein, more protein. So think about Ryan, you're about
210 pounds. How am I going to get that, right? So it's a heavy lift for sure. It's a lot of protein.
It's a lot. And especially if you're someone that also is watching your your caloric intake, right? You maybe want to lose weight, but yet you're supposed to get 210 grams of protein. How on earth are you going to do that without going over in calories, right? That's also where our supplement of protein powder comes into play. Guys, this is so key. Only 106 calories for 20 grams of protein. So say you have your example, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have a hefty amount of protein at each, maybe 30-ish grams. Okay, you're close to 100 right there. Say you want to have this twice a day as snacks. There's another 40, right? Easily, for only, if you had twice a day, 212 calories. It's not something that's going to affect your caloric intake, but it's going to help that protein goal get up there.
Yeah, exactly. And for reference, though, from grams per serving, fish, chicken, they can run about 20 grams.
20 to 30.
20 to 30 grams
Mhm.
for like 3 to 4, maybe 5 ounces of meat. But yeah, you're not typically just housing a chicken breast or a piece of fish by itself, right?
Right.
You tend to have it along with other food and other carbohydrates. So calorie load does go up. And so that's why protein certainly as one of the main, as a macronutrient, is also really a staple of a healthy weight management program for sure.
Right.
Right. And some of those, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to say that when people present with questions and ask things like, well, what do I do? I feel so sluggish. I feel so tired, or I feel stressed, or I'm not sleeping well, or my hair is falling out, my skin is thinning. I have premature signs of aging. My joints ache. All these questions, and I'm usually like, well, that's really like, how much protein
Right. It's
are
like,
you getting? I know that
Right.
sounds silly and stupid. That's not the first question I would ask, obviously, but end up getting to the point where let's look at the diet, let's look at the foods, and I can pretty much assure you that you're not hitting protein goals.
Right. It's an easy change to make
It
when
is.
you think about it. So again,
is.
the fact that it affects so much, not sleeping well, well, let's address, are you getting enough protein?
Right.
Just check into that first and see how much just consuming the adequate amount of protein is going to start to roll over into every other health aspect of your body. You're going to start feeling better. Not to mention, it's the key, it really is the key to weight loss, right? It is the key to weight loss because not only does it help keep you full, like we just talked about, but it also helps you put on muscle, and muscle increases your metabolism, right? So therefore, at rest, when you're sleeping, your body's working better for you. It's more efficient. You are burning more calories while you're at rest, while you're sleeping, while you're sitting on the couch. So the more muscle you have, the better. And one of the first signs of aging is muscle loss. And around age 30, this begins at a rate about 3 to 8% per decade, okay? So that's just starting at 30. Most people at 30 are not worried about muscle loss at all. So if you can think about it and you can tap into that, you're going to prevent that decline that we naturally get. So this is for everybody. And the elder population needs even more protein, because think about how much protein they have lost over those decades.
How much muscle they've lost.
How much muscle they've lost over those decades.
Exactly. It accelerates, right?
Yeah.
If you're losing a certain percent every year, it accelerates.
Yeah.
Right. Big
So
deal.
very important to get your adequate protein. It helps with also your bone mass, helps maintain
for
bone
sure.
mass. What are some other things I didn't mention? We're talking about the healthy aging, satiety, cellular health, energy production, tissue repair, more than just our muscles. I mean, it repairs our skin, hair, nails. That's what Ryan was kind of talking about. When you start complaining that your hair is falling out or your hair is thinning or your nails are brittle, add protein in, right? So start to track your protein, start to see how much you're eating and see how you can increase that and how you can really incorporate our, not to mention.
Sorry, guys. There we go. Looks like we're back.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, hopefully you guys can hear us still. One great thing about this too, guys, is how good it tastes. And if you have not had it yet, you've got to try it. And if you have had it, you're probably sitting there shaking your head.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. It is so good. I mean, like a vanilla ice cream,
It
right?
really is.
And it mixes so well with anything. And so many of our other powders can also be mixed into it. The reds, the greens, the creatine. I mean, there's so much, the collagen, the coffee. I mean, the coffee.
I don't know what it is. Cool. Well, looks like we're having some technical difficulty, guys. I apologize for that. But looks like we're back where we should be, Lisa.
Okay, we're gonna keep trying.
Yeah.
But my favorite way to do it is with our super greens, our collagen, our coffee, and our protein powder. Love making smoothie that way, but there's so many different ways that you guys can do it. So Ryan, why don't you tell us or tell them about our protein powder?
Yeah, look.
Why did you make it with the ingredients that you did? What are the benefits?
For sure. And I was hesitant, to be honest. I wanted to go with a whey protein, but then thinking about, obviously I wanted to support the plant-based concept, and I was having trouble though. I was like, historically, plant-based has been difficult to digest. It can cause a lot of GI upset, a lot of
Gas,
gas,
bloating.
bloating, right? And so I was really on a mission to figure out a way to incorporate a new style of plant-based protein that would not have all those drawbacks, right? And not to mention that some plants, like plants by nature, have defense compounds, and there are things called like phytates, oxalates, lectin.
Yeah, I actually get questions about lectins a lot.
A lot. And so those are plant defense compounds that make it, they're considered anti-nutrients. So they actually can be counterproductive to your goal of supplementing and eating plants at times, right? So what I found was by fermenting the pea, right? So breaking down the outer carbohydrate layer, it did a number of things. It reduced a lot of these undesirable characteristics. It really, like,
Almost
it's a
all.
secret weapon, almost all, right? Virtually all of them. So it reduces a lot of those anti-nutrients, some of them by up to 50% or more, right? That's significant. It increases the dry weight basis of the protein, which means now we're comparable to whey as far as the dry weight goes, about 84%. That means, so one scoop of this powder is 20 grams of protein, which is awesome. And then it also increases solubility, so it can mix really well in water. So it's easier to digest again, because again, when you historically look at proteins, you're comparing plant versus a whey-based protein. It really wasn't easy. There was no comparison.
Right.
Whereas, and there was a scoring metric. It's called the PDCAS. It's a protein digestibility corrected amino acid score. And so they're really looking at two components. They're looking for, is it a complete protein, which means does it contain all 9 essential amino acids in adequate amounts, and really digestibility, like how well are we digesting and absorbing the protein. Whereas whey has been a 1, soy was basically a 1, but that's fallen out of favor for other reasons. And now, thankfully, I'm like proud to say that we've got a fermented pea that is a 1. It's a 1. So we're right in the game with whey protein.
And how does it have all 9 of the essential amino acids? Because I think that's something that most people question. Is we've heard that vegan protein powders are not complete proteins. What have you added to make
no,
it?
it has exactly the essential, or it has the amino acid profile, and then it also has organic hemp seed.
Well, those two together,
right? So typically, what would happen? You would combine plant proteins to make up a complete plant protein profile. We added the organic hemp seed for other reasons too, though, because it's high in essential fatty acids. It has other very unique nutrients, vitamins and minerals. And of course, the flavor profile is fantastic, and it adds just a nice texture and aroma. And so when you taste it, you understand it has a real nice, nutty, kind of earthy, but really delicious, smooth flavor profile to it. So one of the things I do want to mention, that it's not USDA certified organic, but that in my mind is perfectly okay, because I understand the process behind the fermented pea protein. It was their decision not to be organic, so therefore we can't be organic. But I believe in the process so much that I'm okay with it. If you ever listen to us speak, we're very adamant about being organic when possible and understanding what the benefits are.
But the hemp is organic.
The hemp is, the hemp seed, of course, is organic, USDA certified organic. But overall, because the fermented pea is not, that means the product cannot be where, otherwise it would be qualified. So I keep pushing them along. I'm like, come on, guys, we really do you guys need to get your facility up to get it the certification so we can do it as well. So.
Right. I mean, and a lot of companies do everything organically, but they choose not to do the certification process because of how expensive it is.
Go to any green market and talk to your local farm. Talk to your local people if it's worth it for them to go and try to get a USDA certified organic certification.
Right. So when I buy from our local farms, I mean, when I buy from the green markets, I'm totally fine if it doesn't have the organic stamp, because I understand their farming practices and why they chose not to do the organic, just because of the expense.
Yeah,
it's extremely expensive. And it's sweetened with stevia, so there's no added sugars. So it is keto friendly, it is diabetic friendly, gluten-free, dairy-free. Yep. Again, 106 soy-free, all out, common allergen free. But again, 106 calories for 20 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So if you haven't tried it,
like I was just saying about the fact that like it's easy to digest, and it's like whereas years ago people would be told that they need to consume more protein, but then would try to do it and then immediately just be like, I'm not doing this. I feel horrible.
Right.
I feel bloated. I feel crampy. I'm not doing it. And so we don't have that issue anymore, guys. There's no excuse not to be increasing your protein.
Right.
And some people that I've often get people asking me, well, what about kidney issues? I heard it's hard on the kidneys. That's been sort of mostly disproven.
If you have healthy kidneys, then it's high protein consumption is not a problem. If you have compromised kidneys, that's a different story. But we're all working on being healthy and increasing our health span, right? So when it comes to kidney health, again, if you have compromised kidneys, just discuss with your doctor. But really what it is like not having a lot at once, and 20 grams is fine. But again, always talk to doctor about that. Again, $22 for members, guys. $22 for members for 15 servings and $34 for retail. So if you think about that, if you're using this as a snack or a food, that or a meal, that's $1.46 per serving.
Well, why don't we talk
Pretty
about
cheap.
that? Oh, go ahead.
$1.46 per serving. I'm saying
Yeah, yeah.
$1.46. I mean, you'll go, say you want to go get a snack from the store, you're guaranteed you spend more than $1.46 on your snack and get crappy ingredients, unhealthy product, quick fast food. So-
Often asked too, is it a meal replacement?
Okay, so it is not a meal replacement. It can be made into one, but I want to talk to you about meal replacements. There's no regulation especially in the US. There's parts of Europe that does have, they regulate what you can put a meal replacement on. So not in the US. So really we could have put a meal replacement stamp on here. But when I tell you 106 calories, guys, is not a meal. There's 1 gram of fat, not a meal. You need to have balanced macros, right, in your meal. So if you see something, I get sent product a lot. Well, this one says a meal replacement. Can you guys make one that's a meal replacement? And I look at it, it's like 90 calories, 12 grams of protein. I'm like, how on earth is that a meal replacement? It's because it's not regulated. There has to be a certain percentages of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and calories to actually classify itself as a meal replacement. I've given examples how to make it a meal replacement because I drink it as a meal. I drink it first thing in the morning. But I add our collagen to it, our greens, our coffee. I add fruit. Sometimes I'll add some avocado or a full fat yogurt, right? So getting all that fat in there, increasing the calories, making it a meal. So very easy to make into a meal replacement, but this alone, 106 calories, guys, is by no means a meal.
So for me, so how do I get the most out of it? I'm typically after exercise, I like to use my protein. I like to use the essential aminos prior to. So I'm
Right,
sort of in a
same.
fasted state. Early in the morning, I wake up, I'm stay fasted for pretty much all the way through my workout. And then I come home and I hit, of course, like she said, I mix the collagen and the reds and the greens and then go from there and just load it up with some little bit of frozen fruit. And yeah, it's delicious. It's amazing. But I also, sometimes after dinner, like if you guys have a sweet tooth, I do, you can just easy way to do it is just mix it right in water. It's actually, I'm telling you, you guys got to try it. It's fantastic. But a little after dinner dessert is good for, again, kind of nightcap, finishing off the day. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I see some questions. I feel like we've covered most of them.
Yes, I
Yeah.
mean, somebody's just asking specific about protein allowances pertinent to certain health challenges. That's always something to discuss with your doctor that knows the health challenges specifically. But I mean, I don't know, do you want to tap on that at all? It just depends, but diabetics, sure, diabetics need the protein to help keep themselves full. Your chat is disabled.
That was earlier.
Oh.
Not a problem right now. Okay.
All
right, awesome.
Did you go through this at all?
Yeah, sure did.
All of
Yeah,
them?
yeah, we covered them all.
Ooh, I only need money.
Hmm.
All right, guys. So if there are any other questions, please go ahead and email me, lisa@livegood.com. I'm always available to answer all of your health-related and product-related questions.
All right, good.
And please like and subscribe to our channel below. And if you want to get our protein powder, go ahead and click the link to order today.
Or you can visit livegood.com.
Or as
Check the
always,
learn more section and all of our other products.
Yep.
Guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
bye.